good morning. It's 7:04 on this Tuesday, November 8th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. We welcome you on this Tuesday, which happens to be Election Day. A little bit cloudy and overcast this morning, but the temperature is nice out there. And a reminder, of course, that we're on the air each Tuesday at this time for Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And I've got a couple of announcements to start out with this morning. First of all, the blood drive will be the American Red Cross blood drive at Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital today, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. This will be the Red Cross bus, 1411 Baddour Parkway from 11 to 5. And you can call 1-800-RED-CROSS or visit redcrossblood.org and enter Vanderbilt Wilson County to schedule an appointment. That's today. Now, coming up next Monday, November 14th at 4 p.m., a ribbon cutting ceremony. And the people at Vanderbilt invite you to join them for the new Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital Epilepsy Monitoring Unit. A ribbon-cutting ceremony next Monday, November 14th at 4 p.m., and this will be at the main entrance of Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital there at 1411 West Baddour Parkway. A ceremony will be followed by a brief program of speakers, and light refreshments will be provided. Why choose Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital? Well, there are many reasons, and we've been going over some of those reasons with you. One would be the comprehensive services. From the delivery of more than 600 babies to more than 6,000 surgical procedures each year, Vanderbilt offers personalized quality care close to home. Now, as part of Vanderbilt Health, they're even more strongly positioned to meet your needs from common ailments to the most complex conditions. Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital right here, Lebanon, Tennessee. Well, today's the day we feature the city of Mount Juliet on Coleman and Company, and Justin Beasley is on the phone right now. Justin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman. Did you mention Election Day?
Did I? I done forgot. You and I talked about it a little bit before you went on the air. The polls opened. In fact, the polls opened about 6.5 minutes ago at 7 o'clock, and will be open until 7. And there are a number of places to vote in Wilson County. And again, for those old timers who had one place they thought they always had to go vote, that changed a few years ago, and you can vote anywhere that the polls are open. And there's 12 or 15 places here. I've got a list somewhere, but not. I can't put my hands on it right now. Don't really want to read the whole list anyway. You can go to their website, and if you don't know where to vote.
One of the convenient spots is Charlie Daniels Parkway, or Charlie Daniels Park in Mount Juliet. We've had a good turnout, as I imagine most of the county has in Wilson County, and we've got that today, of course. We've been promoting it on our Facebook page with Tammy Smith, Administrator of Elections, and Rocky Lee as well. So doing our part to help encourage people to get out and vote.
Someone was telling me, and I believe this was yesterday, that early voting may be in the neighborhood of 25% of the registered voters voted early. So if that's an indication, maybe half will have voted by 7 o'clock today.
Which will be a vast improvement, I think, from last time. So that's something we can take, and you want to see that increase for sure.
Well, I want to remind everybody we'll be here. I'll be here, and Judge Barry Tatum, and MJ and Billy, and I guess Susie and whoever else.
They got a long night.
12 hours from now at 7 p.m. today to begin our election coverage, and hope we not only have the Billy hands me a note here, says there are 18 locations across the county. I was being a little on the modest, not modest, but on the safe side here.
Yeah.
Saying 12 or 15, but actually 18 locations across the county, and whichever one's most convenient for you, you can go. And our election coverage just began at 7 tonight. Judge Tatum and I will be here with our great sponsors, and hopefully we're going to have a number of people to talk to, as well as give out the vote totals as they come in. So
That's good.
What have you been doing?
What have I not been doing, Coleman?
I don't know.
Goodness gracious, that list is so much shorter. I will say a couple of things we have going on today. You know, at the City of Mount Juliet, we're doing an employee appreciation little lunch, and Charlie Daniels Park will be popping because there will be a lot of people voting. We'll also be doing some brats, some hot dogs, and some baked beans, some chips just for all the employees. We have like 246, I think, employees at the City of Mount Juliet, which I think we talked about with Captain Tyler Chandler and Kenny Martin in the last couple of months. It's just that the city is growing and you need more people, physical people, to do so many different jobs. Saturday, there's also something at Dynamic Ballroom in Mount Juliet. It's the first ever Dancing with the Mount Juliet Stars. We have Commissioner Scott Hefner participating. We have Fire Chief, your favorite, Jamie Luffman participating, Judge Carolyn Christofferson. And basically, Dynamic Ballroom is partnering up with MJ for Hope, and their leader, I forget her official title, but she runs the thing. Amy Breedlove will be participating as well. This is a way to help out their organization and also give someone who might not be able to afford dance lessons at Dynamic Ballroom get a scholarship for the year. So it's benefiting two great organizations. And this isn't like a come dance and see how you do. Dynamic Ballroom and Cammie, the owner there, she has been giving each of the participants like lessons like twice a week. So they're getting a lot of hours of free lessons to then go out Saturday and perform. So I think we have most of the tickets sold, but there's probably still some more tables left. So if you want to check that out, that's on our City of Mount Juliet Facebook page. But I'm excited to see people dance. I mean, it takes a lot of courage to do that.
Do you dance?
I do not, and I'm fortunate that I wasn't asked. I'll be emceeing the event, taking photos, and taking videos. So hopefully that might be my excuse to not ever participate.
Does your wife dance?
No, she doesn't dance. I mean, I say we don't dance, but last wedding I went to, I was cutting a rug on the dance floor, Coleman. I tell you what. But that's just because I knew the people and I had a lot of fun.
Was this after some refreshments?
I mean, honestly, I don't even drink, so it was after some Sprite and Dr. Pepper and some good food. Yeah, exactly. That's all I need. I'm fun enough, I like to think.
Well, I've always felt I had two left feet.
Yeah.
And you don't see me on the dance floor.
Yeah.
But we were at a wedding.
Yeah.
And the oldest married couple there got recognition. So Helen grabbed me almost. I couldn't say no. So I got out there and walked around a little bit, and we were recognized as the oldest married couple there.
That is awesome. 59 years, right?
Right.
When's 60?
April the 26th.
Goodness gracious. That's awesome.
So it's over 25, it's over 59 and a half now.
Wow. That's amazing. That's a great example. But yeah, outside of that, in Mount Juliet, you know, we have I keep promoting all our parks events because they're such a big deal. We're actually doing the Christmas tree lighting on Friday. I believe that is December 9th this year. In years past, we've had it after the Christmas parade. Well, the Christmas parade ends at 1. The tree lighting isn't until 5. People are going to go home or, you know, go see family and loved ones and not come back. So this year we're going to have it the day before, and it's very important that we have a safety meeting as well before the parade as far as, you know, how to keep kids on the floats and keep, you know, kids separated from the candy when we throw it. We're going to have that safety meeting that Friday, so that guarantees us, you know, a lot of feet on the ground for the Christmas tree lighting in the downtown district by the clock tower. And as I mentioned that, Needham's Nursery actually gave us a Nigerian spruce, I believe it is, a Christmas tree to post, to put at the RTA, you know, kind of clock tower in Mount Juliet. So if you're in Mount Juliet, you will, if you're driving by, you've probably already seen it. And if you haven't seen it by now, again, check that out. That is, again, let me get the exact wording on that as far as, okay, downtown district, it is Needham's Nursery, and they put out a Norwegian spruce, 20 to 30 feet, again, from Needham's Nursery. So that's going to stay there in Mount Juliet. We're going to have a permanent Christmas tree.
A Norwegian.
Norwegian.
I wouldn't known that from what you said before, but they're all
just
beautiful.
To be factual on election day. That's why I say it. I wouldn't notice either.
Did you have a Board of Commissioners meeting last night?
We did not. So this is the second Tuesday of the month as I fill my spot. But this is
right.
the first Monday of the month. So nothing really
It'll be next Monday.
to recap.
night.
Yes, sir.
And you won't be here next.
Correct.
Time.
So we'll be off.
This is one of those off months.
Yes, sir.
us.
We'll be off schedule for a little bit, but I think we have enough to talk about for sure.
Well, we have so far.
Yes, sir.
That's for sure. We need to go to a break, but before we do, haven't asked you about your son lately. How is he? 6 months by now?
He'll be 6 months on the 14th, and we're
my.
having a little baby dedication for him at our church in Murfreesboro, World Outreach Church on Sunday. We got a bunch of friends and family coming in, so he actually tried out oatmeal for the first time last night and really enjoyed it. So if he eats like his daddy, he's going to like a lot of food.
Oh, if 6 months, you got it made.
I know.
At least compared to the first.
No
6.
doubt. You were right. You said the first 3 are the toughest, and the last 3 have been so much fun.
All right.
Thank you for asking.
Justin Beasley is the Public Information Officer for the City of Mount Juliet. He's here, and we'll talk more in a moment on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And at 7:14, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota High Performance, High Horsepower, and where 0% financing is still a thing, now is the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors, rated #1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. The fire department dispatched a crash on Briley Parkway at Clarksville Pike. I'm looking live at that area. I don't see anything at all. Traffic starting to pick up now on 24 through the Hickory Hollow area. It's busy, but it's moving, leaving Wilson County through Mount Juliet right now on I-40 westbound, headed towards the Hermitage area. Nash Painting is Middle Tennessee's #1 residential and commercial painters. These guys are the best. Check them out at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
Exmark builds mowers that deliver a perfect cut in less time. Because we believe what you get out of your lawn, not your mower, is what matters most.
Discover the Exmark Radius, mowers crafted with unmatched durability, signature cut quality, and industry-leading comfort. Check out special finance offers that are right for you and your Exmark today at Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main in Lebanon.
Exmark, official mowers of the backyard life.
One of the winningest teams in the NFL returns to the field, led by the reigning head coach of the year, Mike Vrabel. Your Tennessee Titans battle every week here. Touchdown, Titans! On Titans Radio.
Brought to you by Vixen Hooker, Bates Ford, Steve Mall Plumbing, The Jewelers, and the City of Lebanon Gas in Tennessee. 811, call before you dig.
This is Wilson County's home for real country music and the Tennessee Titans. Real Country 98.9.
4 years ago, we elected an unlikely man as governor, Bill Lee, a businessman and farmer, not a politician. He felt he could make our lives better, and he has. Bill Lee has maintained a steady hand. He's exactly the type of governor we need for 4 more years. Governor?
Parents know the days are long, but the years are short. I've raised 4 kids myself, so I think about education in Tennessee as a parent. We've made schools more secure and classrooms safer. Parents now have a say in what's taught and what isn't. And kids are learning valuable skills without the divisive politics. Parents and teachers, you have my word. We'll make the most of the next 4 years.
Paid for by Bill Lee for Tennessee, Fred DeCosimo, Treasurer. Contact Stephen Lowry Land Clearing for all your land clearing needs. Whether it's clearing trails for ATVs, reclaiming pasture, or clearing your land of brush and trees, Stephen Lowry can get the job done. He works closely with customers, adjusting to make changes as you want. Steve Lowry will give you quality work at a price that you can afford. He will also beat any written estimate. Call Stephen Lowry at 615-970-8154 for all your land clearing needs. That's Stephen Lowry Land Clearing, 615-970-8154.
This is Coleman Walker inviting you to join Judge Barry Tatum and me for live election coverage starting when the polls close at 7 p.m. on November 8th. It's brought to you by A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, Absolute Kubota, Birdine Supply, Designer Carpets, Partlow Funeral Chapel, Powell & Meadows Insurance, and the Wilson Post. Join us for live election coverage for the general election returns November 8th starting at 7 p.m. on WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490.
This is Ray Edwards with Powell & Meadows Insurance Agency. For your home, auto, life, and health insurance, Powell & Meadows can assist you with a plan that's right for you at a price you can afford. We also provide business insurance, including commercial property, general liability, business auto, and workers' compensation, tailor-made for your company. With locations in Lebanon, Carthage, and Lafayette, Powell & Meadows Insurance Agency can start saving you money today. Call 444-7000.
Coleman and Company, our program presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. It's a Tuesday morning, and we have Justin Beasley with us from the city of Mount Juliet. We do have an election today, and not only does this involve for us voting for people in Congress, which has had probably more attention, that and the governor's race has had quite a bit of attention here lately as well, and both of those, of course, are contested. But there's a city election in Lebanon, in Watertown, and in Mount Juliet. And most of the races, honestly, they aren't contested, but and that's true in Mount Juliet, right?
Correct. Bill Trevette is unopposed. Commissioner Jennifer Mullally is unopposed. So not high tensions at City Hall. Of course, people are willing to go against one another, but if you can keep a board intact and continue to do great things, that's your hope. But it always plays out, and I can say this about our board of commissioners: they're a great set with our mayor and other four commissioners. They're the only ones I've worked for, so they're the best in Mount Juliet history, in my opinion.
Well, I've heard it said two ways: either you're doing a really good job, so you have no opposition because of that, or it's a job nobody wants, and sometimes it may be a little bit of both. I don't know.
Probably both are true. I have not heard that. I have not worked in city government for a long time, but I don't think I could have described it any better, Coleman. We'll go with that.
Well, in Watertown, I believe there are 3 seats there to be filled, but there are only 3 people running for them, and so they're pretty much a shoe-in, so there's not a lot of attention been focused on that. And here in Lebanon, we've got actually 3 city council seats up for grabs,
okay.
But one of them is unopposed, Chris Crowell, running unopposed, and in Ward 3 and Ward 6, we have 2 candidates each, and one of them has been pretty highly contested, and we'll see how it all turns out tonight. But that's kind of the gist of it locally. A lot of people. We actually have in our county here. Our county, there's part of, I think I'm right, 3 congressional districts.
Now that seems right. Yeah, there's been some
and of course, a lot of attention has been focused on the 5th, where the Davidson County, Metro Nashville was redrawn, where it used to be all of Davidson County, as I understand it, just about all anyway, was in the 1 congressional district that had been Democrat as far back as I can remember, I think. And now that it's been split 3 ways, that's a totally different ball game. And
makes things interesting.
Yeah. And we've got, actually there are, and I've had an interview with, three of the 5. Had one scheduled who didn't show up, and another one who never could locate, both independent candidates. And one independent was here, and the Republican and the Democrat nominee. So there's a lot of attention focused on that. And we'll see how that turns out tonight.
A lot of people will be locked into the radio, listening to 1FM and watching the TV for all the state and national stuff. You can feel the energy in the air.
One of the things that's interesting about this, you look at the Senate, and Republicans just need to win one Senate seat to have the majority.
Right.
And there's at least half a dozen, 6 or 8 maybe, that are pretty highly contested, and depends on who you listen to as to who is really leading. Those polls, we have found out in more recent years, have sometimes been misleading. But
Very much so.
But everybody that I hear say anything about it says the House is going to have maybe 20 to 30 be Republican by 20 or 30 different people. But if it's so easy to take over the House and you expect that, why would you not expect the Senate to have a Republican majority?
That would only make sense.
I don't get that.
Almost an all or nothing approach. Yeah. Why here, not there? Yeah.
We'll see. But either way, if the Republicans have either house, control either one, they can just about block anything that is put there.
Right.
And so you're probably going to have pretty much 2 years of lame duck.
Yeah. It's. I feel like politics just goes around and a lot of stuff repeats itself. So that could be what we're looking at tonight. It all works itself out, though. I mean, you just gotta get out and vote, right?
Yeah, we got about 5 minutes left here. Anything else you want to mention that's come to mind here? I mean, since you didn't have a commission meeting last night, no legislation to talk about, and I know that. In fact, I was through your fair city Sunday afternoon, and sometimes I forget how far it is from the interstate actually over to the heart of Mount Juliet, and then I've got 2 sisters that live exactly 3 miles from the interstate. Yeah. It's almost as easy to go in from Lebanon Road.
It is. So,
but the point is there's so many more businesses there than there were even 5 years ago. I mean, you're growing.
I know. Yeah, and that segues right to this point. So we do Facebook Lives once a week at a new business or a business that's existing. And basically, we have city business to get across. So if we're promoting a parks event, or we have a city manager report, or if we need to address the roads with a public works director, instead of using a Zoom call where our backdrop is my office, we'll go to a small business and promote that. And not only is it promoting that business, but it's at a strategic time, either 11 or 5 o'clock, where you're like, oh, that sounds good for dinner. Well, that's where they are, and then you think about it in a different way. So Dunkin' Donuts is going to have a grand opening next Friday in the city of Mount Juliet in the downtown district, and the first 100 people are going to get free coffee for a year. They're going to give them certain coupons for a year. So
wow.
That's a plug for Dunkin', but we went live there yesterday to announce other businesses with the city manager. And Kenny Martin, and these were new to me, so there's no way I can keep a secret when he doesn't always tell me everything, which is good because he'll tell me when I need to know. 4 new businesses coming to the Providence area in Mount Juliet. This is probably breaking news to a lot of people that didn't watch yesterday. American Eagle Outfitters, which the kids love. Love Sack, which are sectionals, but you can order instead of like a whole sectional, you can order 2 here, 2 there, or 3, 4, and you can wash those covers. So it's a pretty big deal. Ferguson Bath Kitchen and Lighting Gallery is coming to Providence, and Blush Boot Camp. So those are 4 new businesses, and many more that are coming that Kenny Martin said he's not able to disclose, but it just shows that Mount Juliet, even during an economic time that's not so stable, people are still moving to Mount Juliet, and people are still wanting to do business in Mount Juliet right away. So that speaks volume to what our Board of Commissioners has been able to do. And Kenny Martin, our city manager and economic development director, has been able to recruit businesses. Anybody can come, and really you can do whatever you want with an existing building, but his job is to find the right fit, and I think he's found a lot of good fits lately.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Lately and always.
Well, Lebanon and Mount Juliet both have great sales tax revenues.
No doubt.
Business has been good. the sales tax every month seems to be a little bit more than it was a year ago, and that's been going back for a good while.
It has.
And I don't know how much you got in your treasury down there, but our treasury here in Lebanon has increased significantly in the last 2 or 3 years.
And you got to
which means we're not spending as much as we're taking in.
Right,
Yeah.
which is very, very good when you see the economic structure that we have right now in our country. We're in a position to succeed already because we have been responsible with our money. Where now we don't have to back off. We don't have to charge the people more. We can keep doing as we're doing.
And I do think another attraction to Tennessee is the fact that we don't have a state income tax.
Huge.
It is.
It's huge. My first job was in Kentucky, and it had, I believe, state income tax. So, I mean, you talk about moving up in the industry to Tennessee, you would have thought I was getting paid double. You know what I mean? Because of the state income tax. So,
Right.
yeah, I'm not moving to Tennessee anytime soon. This is home. You appreciate it more when you go to another place. How fortunate we are to live in Tennessee.
You're really happy to be doing what you're doing, I think.
Yes, sir.
Although you've had somewhat of an initiation.
No doubt. Still going through it.
They love you.
Still, I had so many people reaming me last week, and then yesterday I said I'm sick and tired of this, and they said no, you got something to worry about when they stop picking on you. You know, that's what they keep saying, but I believe them.
Well, our time is up, but thanks for being with us today. Always a pleasure, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Coleman, get some Red Bull. You got a long day ahead of you.
All right. Justin Beasley, Public Information Officer for the City of Mount Juliet, and our program presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital here on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. This all brought to you by Bates Ford and the regular oil change, $34.95, up to 5 quarts oil, tax, and disposal, $16.73 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still some heavy traffic over here on 24 westbound at Walden Road. All the traffic flow coming in from Rutherford County through Davidson County. Just normal right now, if you want to call it that. It's also heavy as that traffic leaves Wilson County through Mount Juliet, arriving into Hermitage, Donaldson. 65 starting a little bit busy, especially as you come past Vietnam Vets. A little bit of radar out here. Allow yourself a little bit of extra time. Prince's Hot Chicken can help you with catering during the holiday season. Just call them on the phone or check them out online at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Coleman Walker inviting you to join Judge Barry Tatum and me for live election coverage starting when the polls close at 7 p.m. on November 8th. It's brought to you by A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, Absolute Kubota, Birdine Supply, Designer Carpets, Partlow Funeral Chapel, Powell & Meadows Insurance, and the Wilson Post. Join us for live election coverage for the general election returns November 8th starting at 7 p.m. on WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490. Welcome to Hearthside Senior Living, Lebanon's unique senior living community designed for seniors to age in place, all within a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment. Beautiful retirement homes designed for an independent lifestyle with maintenance-free living. Hearthside Senior Living also continues the excellent tradition of assisted living for those seniors who need additional services. Hearthside Senior Living, an independent retirement community and assisted living community, all on one campus in the heart of Lebanon. Call 615-443-1994 for a tour.
The refreshing cool after coming in from a hot summer day. The perfect temperature to kick off your shoes and relax with a good book. When the weather heats up, a new Rheem AC system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, community trusted since 1977, is a proud sponsor of WANT's Live Election Returns. Thank you for voting A.G. & Johnson Best Auction Company and Best Real Estate Firm in Wilson County. Remember, it's your voice, your vote. Find us at agandjohnson.com or Facebook, A.G. & Johnson.
Designer Carpets in Lebanon is your headquarters for flooring such as carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, and tile from all of the major manufacturers. Designer Carpets installs luxury waterproof vinyl planks and tiles. They also do custom shower installations, backsplashes, and tub surrounds. Estimates are free and financing is available. Call Johnny or Rex at 453-3000. In business for 24 years at 1010 West Main, or visit designercarpetsoflebanon.com.
At Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, world-class care is a heartbeat away. In fact, we offer the same world-class attention Middle Tennessee has come to rely on from a Vanderbilt Health hospital. Supported by over 200 specialties, an expanded emergency department staffed with Vanderbilt Health physicians 24/7, and greater investments in life-saving technologies and care. It's just one more way we're making healthcare personal.
Finally, a break from that rainy weekend pattern. We will see a lot more sunshine today with a high of 75. Skies will clear out overnight as temperatures fall to 49 degrees, and Wednesday is looking just as warm with another high of 75. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm Number One Ned.
We continue here on a Tuesday morning. Sean Dozier joins us. The Industrial Bowl was played in Lafayette years ago. That's what we were talking about during the break when Watertown managed to beat Lebanon 9-7.
I believe the Lions Bowl was played in Watertown.
They whatever this may have been a Lions, but anyway, Industrial Bowl maybe it was in Lafayette. Yeah. There was a Lions Bowl in Watertown at one time. There was a Mid-State Bowl in Lebanon at one time.
Well, you're talking about people I don't remember. Your next guest probably remembers, but
we are talking about the old times before the TSSAA started all the playoffs in football.
Well, you're still upset about that Titans game. I can
I'm
tell.
Not upset. That was a great game, but I'm saying. I think I would have one player dedicated to staying on that Chiefs quarterback, no matter where he is on the field.
That's right.
He's the one beat him. Well, we need to talk about Hearthside Senior Living, 215 Castle Heights Avenue North in Lebanon. Sean Dozier's executive director. We always enjoy your Tuesday visit.
Well, I always enjoy being here, and we're getting ready for Christmas. I hope many of your listeners will stop by Hearthside. We're not having an official open house, but you're welcome any time to come by. And over the next few days, we'll be putting up Christmas trees, putting up decorations, and it's really going to look really nice for our residents. You know, we remodeled this year, and so we want to make sure our Christmas decorations look nice and our residents have a great holiday season. So we're going to be doing a lot of decorations and expecting a lot of guests to come through to see our residents. So I invite you to, and I'll probably say this a couple times over the next few weeks, but I hope many people will stop by and see folks that they haven't seen in a while, and they would love to see you.
Really, your world has changed when the limitations that COVID presented were lifted. I mean, it's kind of back to old times.
It is.
But you emphasizing this so much more, I think, than you used to do.
Well, you know,
you went through a bad period.
We went through a bad period. Of course, everybody went through a bad period, but assisted livings are back wide open, and you know, we ask people to sign in, but you know, if you're sick, stay at home. But it's a new day, and we have visitors all the time now. We have tours all the time now, and in fact, today, if those that want it are getting their yearly booster shot, so it's all good. You know, we continue to stay pretty full. You know, we have one room available right now. We have a tour today at 1 o'clock where somebody's looking at that room. So it's all back to normal, Coleman. We haven't had any outbreaks lately, really haven't had any cases lately, so that's a good sign.
That's great.
Our residents seem to be healthy and happy, and they're excited about the holiday season.
You want to say anything about the retirement community this morning?
Well, I always love to talk about the retirement community. 30 homes right there in the heart of Lebanon, close to, we like to say, the Jimmy Floyd Center, the Senior Citizen Center, the Don Fox Park, the bowling alley, City Hall, doctor's offices, the hospital, just close to everything right there in the heart of Lebanon. And people want to live closer. You know, we've had a lot of people live out in Watertown or live out in Tucker's Crossroads. They sell their home, they sell their farm. They want something smaller, more manageable, where somebody else where somebody else takes care of the home and the lawn. And it's just been a popular place for folks to want to be a part of, and we have a long waiting list. I tell people on that waiting list, have a plan B or a plan C or a plan D, because things aren't moving as fast maybe as we would like. But we had a resident, Pace Pope, move in November 1st, and she's doing great. And so it's just I tell you what, Coleman, it's between the assisted living and the independent living, it really is a senior living community in the heart of Lebanon, and it I tell you what, it just really provides a great service to a lot of people, and that's what it's all about.
Well, you're the only one just like that right now.
Right now, yeah. So we can brag a little bit.
Well, honestly, somebody had to have some foresight. This was before your time, but to come up with this retirement community, and once it caught on, I mean, it's really been
It really has. And I tell people all the time, I give people other options. We tell people about other senior living communities in Lebanon and Mount Juliet, and if they're really needing that right now, then I tell them that there's other options available. And I had a person say, "Hey, is there any options in Nashville?" And I gave them a couple of options in Nashville. So we're a great resource for people who just want to think about it ahead of time. And that's what I tell people all the time. Don't wait till you need something. Think about it ahead of time, and then you'll be ready to make your choice.
And I take it, too, that you're not really pushy. I mean, even if you've got 3 availabilities, you want to fill them all today.
Yeah. No, we're not pushy at all. We're laid back. We are, we're a business, but we're also a ministry, so we don't want to, we don't want to be pushy. People at the end of the day will make their choice, whether you're pushy or not. So we don't want to be pushy.
Well, you describe it well, and I always enjoy listening to you, and you love the place. We can just tell.
Well, I do love the place, and I love the residents. I love the staff, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't interact with, of course, a staff member, but also I like to spend a few minutes every day talking to a resident, because you really get to know the residents, and that's the best part of it.
And you do love to have a Hearthside hello.
A Hearthside hello, and today is Susie James says she has never got a Hearthside hello. And I find that hard to believe, but today she is standing right here beyond the window, and I want her to hear that I am giving her the official Hearthside hello.
To Susie James.
Her and Dad have been great to Hearthside over the years, and will continue to be great to Hearthside, and I appreciate all that she does, and I'm glad she has this radio station. It's a blessing to us, and I know it's a blessing to you and so many people.
Yes, it's worth getting up for.
Yes, that's right.
Well, thanks for being
Thank
with
you.
us. Have a great
You
week.
too.
See you next Tuesday. Sean Dozier, Executive Director, Hearthside Senior Living, 215 Castle Heights Avenue North. We're about 20 before the hour. And Jeff Luttrell joins us this morning. Jeff is the Director of Schools for Wilson County. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Nice to see you today. And when you walked in, I asked you, how's the sickness? And you said you got a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be the problem we're hearing about, especially on TV right now, some of these other counties.
Well, we do have a lot of illness in our schools, and we are watching it. Yesterday, at the end of the day, we were a little over 91% attendance countywide. Seems to have hit in the west end of the county. Had some of those schools below 90%. So we watch that percentage on a daily basis.
When does the percentage get in, maybe you'd say the red danger or the where you really take up and notice?
Well, it's hard to put just a set number on it, but historically, when we drop into the 80s, we really start watching. And the closer it moves to 82, 83%, we start really looking at do we need to make some adjustments. And then you also watch for, if you see a 7 or 8% decrease in a day or two, that's another sign. And we try to take precautions. We've made a point this week of more cleaning supplies, more communication about making sure we're washing our hands and doing all those things. But we are watching it, and it's just on a continuous basis.
Well, you had a board meeting last night, did you not?
We did. Yep.
So I'm sure we have plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
You want to get into that?
Yeah, that'll be fine. We had our regular board meeting. Not a whole lot of items on the agenda. Probably the first one that's going to get some attention was the board had voted to extend my contract for a year. to keep me up. That would put me to 4 more years, and that did pass, and we had some discussion over that.
Okay, so your contract was to end in 3 years, and they added a year to that. Is that
Yeah, I
what
had
you're
3.
saying?
Yes.
So you've got 4 more years.
Yeah, through 26.
Well, that would think that that's pleasing to you.
It is. This we got a lot going on in this district with building and expansions, and so it was nice to see that there was support for that, and so that kind of takes that off the table and gets that in the
Was
background.
the vote unanimous?
It was not. It was a 6-1 vote, and then I think we had there was some discussion, which I do understand. We had some new board members, and hard to evaluate someone in just a few months, and I understand that. But there was the rest of the board really felt like they wanted to do that and go ahead and I guess lock me up. So it was good discussion, and I'm evaluated on an annual basis, and this time my first evaluation fell into where that election was going on, and you had state law where you can't really discuss a contract during that period. So that's what took some time for this to take place. But I'm pleased, and I hope they're pleased, and I thank them, and I'll continue to work hard for them.
All right. Well, I don't, other than a 6-1 vote here, I guess there wouldn't have been all that much discussion if 6 feel this way, and I hope you're pretty satisfied here. No doubt somebody of your stature's got other people looking at you. You probably have every once in a while somebody calls, are you interested in moving and relocating and going in a different direction?
Well, that is part of this business right now. There's so much movement in these jobs, and people are looking, and but I'm committed to Wilson County. When I put my roots down here, I knew my wife's not going to leave Wilson County, and I've never wanted to leave Wilson County, so we're happy here.
Very good. Let's take a break right here. Jeff Luttrell, Director of Schools, is with us. By the way, you have a few schools where we have elections, don't we?
We do. We have, and our students are not in class today. Our teachers will be there working, but our schools are used for polling places, and several years ago, this county, through our committees, decided that this is the day to let the kids stay at home.
So the students love it.
They do.
Teachers may not. We're going to take a break here, and more coming up on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:46. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. High performance, high horsepower. 0% financing is still a thing. Now is the best time to save on a new Kubota L-Series tractor, rated #1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's busy out here. We pretty much would expect coming out of Wilson County there through Hermitage, Donaldson on I-40 west up by the airport. A little bit sluggish from time to time on 24 through the Hickory Hollow area. Westbound traffic there on 24 passing Bell Road. Coming in from Rutherford County, it's been in decent shape so far. Some radar earlier. I-40 through parts of Kingston Springs. Keep that in mind as you come in from Dixon County. Nash Painting, Middle Tennessee's #1 residential and commercial painters. Check them out online today at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Cumberland University football is back in action this Saturday, November 12th, as the Phoenix host Bethel University at Noakes Lassiter Field. This is Christian Opposey of the Cumberland Sports Network, inviting you to join Bob Lee and myself this Saturday. Pregame coverage begins at 1 o'clock, leading up to a 1:30 kickoff. The Bethel Wildcats meet the Cumberland Phoenix this Saturday at 1:30 right here on WANT and WCOR for play-by-play coverage of Cumberland football.
Hi, everybody. Tommy Bryan. Join me, along with Harry Stafford, Bob Lee, and Joe Gardner, as we bring you Lebanon High School football. Brought to you by Bates Ford, Bakes and Hooker, K. Maynard Insurance, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan, Kenny Salas, Sports World, and Wilson Bank and Trust. The Blue Devils advance to the second round of the playoffs Friday, November 11th at Oakland. Pregame at 6:30 on WANT and WCOR.
This is Jason Partlow with Partlow Funeral Chapel and Partlow Cremation Center. Our family is committed to providing superior service to you and your family with personalized funerals, memorial services, cremations, and pre-planning. Our staff will help you in creating a meaningful service. allowing your family and friends to come together to remember and honor your loved one's life. Thank you, Lebanon and Wilson County, for your continued support. Family owned and operated since 1979.
4 years ago, we elected an unlikely man as governor, Bill Lee, a businessman and farmer, not a politician. He felt he could make our lives better, and he has. Bill Lee has maintained a steady hand. He's exactly the type of governor we need for 4 more years. Governor?
Parents know the days are long, but the years are short. I've raised 4 kids myself, so I think about education in Tennessee as a parent. We've made schools more secure and classrooms safer. Parents now have a say in what's taught and what isn't. And kids are learning valuable skills without the divisive politics. Parents and teachers, you have my word. We'll make the most of the next 4 years. Paid for by Bill Lee for Tennessee, Fred DeCosimo, Treasurer.
This is Vincent Lenning from Burdine Supply, locally owned and operated for over 40 years. We provide residential and commercial plumbing and electrical supplies. We are located on Highway 70, just west of Highway 109. My staff and I are available to assist you with any project you may have. Conveniently located at 6966 Lebanon Road, Mount Juliet, Tennessee, quarter mile west of Highway 109. Call us today, 453-9222, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Burdine Supply.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my name. And get this. They actually say it's called service.
Insurance with a local agent? It's called service. Call me, State Farm agent Jeff Gannon in Lebanon or Mount Juliet today.
Coleman and Company here on a Tuesday. Elected Director of Schools is my guest. He comes after each Board of Commissioners meeting, each county school board meeting, which we had last night. For those who might not have been listening 10 minutes ago, last night, first item of business was to revise, I guess, your contract, adding a year to it, and we've talked about that. And let's move on. What else did we do last night?
Well, other issues that were brought up was just pretty much normal stuff. We did approve a contract for the design on a Mount Juliet Middle School renovation. We're looking to renovate that building here in this upcoming year, and went over what that would entail. You know, several years ago, or within recent years, they had taken care of replacing windows and outside doors, and so now we're going to go inside and replace all of our interior doors. Really something that needs to be done.
Is there a safety issue?
There is a safety issue. Some of those old doors, I guess they're original to the building, and it's time to, if you remember in old schools, and when I walked through and noticed it, I remembered that they're wood doors, but they've got a grate at the bottom. Mm-hmm. And so we'll be replacing those with solid wood doors. And then a lot of painting, some replacing ceiling tiles, and really kind of giving that building a makeover. There'll be some HVAC and work for ducts. Need to replace some ducts in the cafeteria and the library. So a pretty extensive renovation on a building that large. So we got a design taking place on that, and we look forward to that project moving forward. That is, my first year. While we need to build schools, we are also developing strong plans for maintenance of our current buildings. That's important. And we're as we grow, over 20-some buildings, you think about the maintenance on those, we got a plan for it. And we've made a lot of progress this year. We included that in our budget, and this is one of those projects that we want to get done. So really excited for that school. You know, that's a historical building, my term. That's where I started. My first day of student teaching was in that building. And, you know, one of the things I did on the first day in this job was went and visited that room where I started. Who would have thought nearly 30 years later that where I would be. But that building's got a lot of history to Mount Juliet. There's a lot of great architectural features. So we really want to give that building a makeover.
What kind of time frame we're talking about?
Well, that's going to be the challenging part because, you know, we've got West Wilson Middle sharing that building. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to look with our design team and architect team and trying to bid this thing out where we can do it in breaks and so forth. So it's hard to put a timetable on it, but we've got the money. It's been all the way through commission, and it's within our budget. We'd earmarked it, so we've been turned loose, and we're excited about that.
Is that your most pressing need of that sort of thing?
I don't know that it's the most pressing, but it's one that's probably the most noticeable.
Yeah.
But we've got others. You know, we're going to get into some discussion. We got a Watertown Middle School. There's parts of that building built in the 30s. Mm-hmm. And we've got some work up there. We've got to decide what we're going to do and how we're going to tackle that. We're continuously looking at roofs on our schools. You know, that's an ongoing process. And we've kind of gotten behind here because of the cost, and I understand that. But we're trying to map out and budget for. We're just completing one at Mount Juliet Elementary, but getting a new roof on that. And then we've got some others, you know, Tucker's Crossroads School. There's some more roof work needs to be done there. And we've got a schedule and a plan, and we look to implement that and try to take care of some of these maintenance issues.
Well, I would think that the parents, even teachers, students at those schools you're talking about, glad to hear that you're going to kind of bring them up to date, because maintenance is very important. And you either pay me now or pay me later.
That's exactly right. And so we've got a lot going on in that area. Did give an update last night on our Stoner Creek project. Mm-hmm. We feel like, and I can't give anything definite because you know, one of our most pressing needs is to get those Stoner Creek students out of those portables and get them in a regular classroom. So that project had a 2-year contract on it, and if this all goes as planned, you know, I'll be heading that way when I leave here to talk to some teachers about moving. So we're planning on and trying to hit the mark of the week after Thanksgiving that our students will be in the building. Now, there's a lot of things got to fall in place from some state Department of Ed. We're trying to get them to allow us to cut some days asynchronous, where kids stay home, do some work, and our teachers can move. Of course, it will come right down to the wire for occupancy permits and all that, but there's a lot of work going on there, and we're excited about that project to see
what
it
are the
completed.
chances of the state allowing that? Is that pretty good?
Oh, I think so. In fact, I keep checking emails. I've been on them since last week, and they keep telling me, we're looking at it, we'll get it to you as soon as possible. I think there's a possibility that, because there is some state laws now, that we can use some of those days, and we'd be willing to do that to allow our teachers to go into the rooms and set them up. But we start that process. We're putting in furniture this week. We'll be moving our teachers' stuff, and then they need a chance to go in a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, and unpack and get ready. So that project is, I know it's taken a while, but I think everybody's going to be happy when they see the finished product.
It's got to be exciting. It's something you've been looking forward to, and now it's about to be a reality.
It is, and you know, that tornado day, we'll never forget that morning. And then all the things that have had to go into place. County Commission has been so supportive of this project and making sure we had the correct funding. And it is exciting to think that we're nearing completion and get those students back in this new building.
Right. Well, Thanksgiving's an exciting time too. You got the whole week off there, just about all.
Well, our students will be out all week, and our teachers, but of course our 12-month employees, you know, they don't get all that time. But it's a good time for a break, and we look forward to that. You know, that will be just a few weeks away.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to mention, too, on the construction side, West Wilson Middle is out of the ground. They're laying blocks. And once we get those portables out of the way, we'll complete that site work and get that footprint of that building. There's not many times you build 2 schools within a couple of years, and that's where we're tasked with. And got a lot of people doing a lot of good work behind the scenes to move these projects along. And so, there's a lot of people in this district that week, Thanksgiving, will be a much-needed break.
Well, it's something to be thankful for. I think we need to mention, I don't want to interrupt you here, but a couple of football teams anyway. Lebanon Blue Devils going to be playing Oakland, a big game. They've got their work cut out for them, but that's why they play them.
Yeah, that's it's an exciting time of the year, and it's exciting for communities when they get into the playoffs and you see communities rally around teams. Lebanon's still alive in the playoffs, also Mount Juliet, and Mount Juliet, I think, will be hosting, and Lebanon's got a tough task. But anytime you get past that first round of the playoffs, well, even in 6A football, all the playoffs are tough games, and you said earlier that's why you play them. I feel very confident that Lebanon, their coaches and staff will have these kids ready to go. Mount Juliet as well. Coach Perry does a good job. Coach Gentry at Lebanon. This is kind of what they worked hard all year for, to have these opportunities, and I believe that we'll get a good effort and represent Wilson County very well.
Well, Watertown kind of falling through the cracks a little bit this year. They may need to get you up there, Jeff.
No, football wasn't my forte, and all of our teams. It's an ebb and flow sometime in athletics.
That's right.
Watertown have been really, really good for several years, and they had some injuries bit them this year, and not the season they wanted, but the one thing I will say, I got to watch them 2 or 3 games. Of course, I have a daughter still in that school. The one thing I noticed that they played hard, and that's what I look for in athletics. That's what I look for in every day in school. People doing their best. If we can get people's best effort, that's in all realms of life. But that's one of my gauges. If my students are giving their best effort, if our teachers are giving their best effort, if our parents are giving their best effort, if I'm giving my best effort, we'll make things happen. And I tell people all the time, and parents, if you're giving your best effort, that's enough. And so that's kind of what we live by.
I think that's a great positive note to end on this morning. Thank you for saying that. Jeff Luttrell, our Director of Schools, and that's it for a Tuesday. Hope you'll join us tomorrow. Till then, and don't forget, election returns tonight, 2 at 7. And until tomorrow, I wish you